There were 4 Iraq War films that opened last year, and all of them crashed and burned at the box office. Now this week sees the release of Stop Loss, and it's probably the best of those Iraq War films. I had the opportunity to sit down and talk with director Kimberly Peirce, and I asked her why she thinks that her film is different.
Out to the 1st Brigade on the 22nd.
This is a mistake.
You leave on the 22nd, shipping back to Iraq. Subsection 12305, Title 10, by the authority of the President. You've been Stop Loss.
Stop Loss is the difficult Iraq War story about a Texas soldier who thinks that his tour of duty is over, but Uncle Sam tells him that he can't go home until the war is over. Now the heroic soldier is forced to choose between going AWOL or signing up for another trip to Iraq.
I'm a patriot and I'm doing my duty. You should do yours.
I've always done the right thing.
I'm curious as to how you got interested in the concept of the Stop Loss.
Sure. Well, I was in New York for 9/11, saw the towers fall, was devastated the way almost everybody was. I went to vigils for the victims, and it became really clear to me that we were on a seismic change here. Then America declared war, and I knew immediately that I wanted to tell the soldiers' story. Who they were, why they were signing up, what their experience in combat was, and upon coming home.
But that still is, I mean, Stop Loss isn't an issue for another 4 years from then.
Right.
And so did you start your film before the Stop Loss issue came out?
I did. So I knew that based on interviewing these soldiers that I wanted to tell an emblematic story of this generation, and that's the story of guys who sign up for patriotic reasons, to defend their country, their home, and their family. So for me, I was already writing the story of the patriotic soldier who goes through this experience, and then when I found out about Stop Loss, and I found out about it from a patriotic soldier, it was amazing to me, because this soldier was very still pro the mission, happy to be in the military, but was so upset that his best friend, who had been over in combat with him, had done his time. He was supposed to get out, and he was like, it's going to ruin his marriage, it's going to ruin his life. So then I realized, oh, I'm going to continue telling the story of these patriotic soldiers, but Stop Loss is the thing that's intersecting in their lives.
Let's talk about reactions to this. Obviously at the screening last night, we had some soldiers there that were, it's a fine line between, patriotism is that fine line between, what can be constructive criticism and what can be just criticism. I mean,
I've been all over the country now. I've been to 19 out of 22 cities. So I've had, screenings in every city, and they've gone phenomenally well. And we've actually had soldiers at nearly every screening. And so many soldiers come up to us and they say, you got it right, it's authentic, it's about the camaraderie, thank you for making it. The military families are saying that. And then the civilians are saying, wow, I didn't know what was going on.
4 films in the fall about Iraq, none of them, I mean, they were all pretty good with good stars, but none of them really connected with an audience. Why does Stop Loss connect?
Think about it. It's like you've got this young, great-looking cast, which is very representative of the soldiers that I was interviewing, at least. You've got rock music, you've got Toby Keith, it's really exciting, and it really is an emotional story. It's a story of camaraderie, the soldiers together, and them coming home. And that's what everybody in every audience that I've shown it to, that's why they love it, because they want to hear emotional stories.